Yeah,
Hello,
sorry.
it's okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the STPL. Sorry, I didn't realize it would skip to us so quickly. Let me just make sure Rapid appears. There we go. I was just
Ta-da!
saying, I was asking if he was eating peanuts because he was crunching on something, and it was like I couldn't work out if my headphones were going funny. But it's all good. We're here for another day of the STPL. I guess another evening, or more, like really early morning for you, Rapid. So
Another 5 a.m. Yeah, well, I don't even know what time of the day this is. It's STPL time.
yeah.
And you don't have to set your daylight savings time for STPL because it's on at the same time all the time, no matter where you live.
Wow. That's not
That's not
technically
true.
true.
That's
Yeah,
actually a total lie. See,
daylight savings
Korea,
really messed it up.
yeah, Korea
That was bad.
doesn't celebrate daylight savings time. So it's just the same time all the time over here. So I don't know what you guys are doing over there, why you have to move the clocks around, but it's all good over here in Korea, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah. Well, it's all well and good. Let's actually quickly introduce both of our first teams here. Well, yeah, our first set of teams for match number one. Legend Scan doing a really good job here against Best, but not managing for that nice Zealot drop. Oh,
Yeah.
Zealot Mind Drag even.
As if he needed any extra help, right?
Oh man, there was so many SUVs. And GG! The swarm doesn't really matter too much when you don't have any units to go in it. And it's going to be nothing but Lings and Ultras to try and hold on here, but that's not going to be enough. GG!
Gonna tie before the Marine side finishes, and so that he
Yeah.
can do it.
GG!
Wow. That's just like Tigers. That's Storm's do best. Kill Hydras. Oh my god, he wishes he had maybe one more.
Not have gone any better. I think this could be the end of it. It is GG! How quickly turrets died to me. This is kind of insane.
Yes, 9+1 units, man. That is not anything to watch out for. But this irradiates the big story. That's
Wow,
actually a
look at
really
that
good
split.
split. But the second irradiate is actually dealing a lot more damage. So that's gonna do it. GG. Miso taps out.
It's showtime.
Reinforcements with his reinforcements, but he's losing his main. He's losing his natural as well. He's lost his third base. And I mean, the only thing going for him right now is he's taken the other main, but that's not going to be enough. GG! That's on the probes as well. Oh,
And yeah, he's
that's
gonna
enough
get
storm.
the end one.
That storm
Forces
got
own
all four
probes there a little
lurkers.
bit.
But yeah, I mean, there's Lings running into his main. GG! As the on-Turk Spire has finished up. I'm completely losing my voice, I'm completely out of practice. But there we go, looks like Eon Zerg has done it. GG! Kamizerg trying to hold on, it's not going to be enough. But still, very, very valiant effort from him. Really, really nicely done. And GG! Well, I usually don't like being too negative about things, but this game is definitely over. He's going to move in with his Lurkers. The Lurkers are going down before they even get a chance to burrow. And he's losing all of his units. GG!
It's showtime.
Okay guys, so that's our first two teams. It's White Clan versus NaS. Now both of these teams have done pretty well for themselves throughout the SCPL. White Clan came first in round 1 and 2, and NaS have made it into the playoffs twice now, I believe. They made it there in round 2 and round 3, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, NaS are actually kind of not the team that you like. For me, I don't know these team logos, right? You see White Clan, they're just like since 1998. We've just been around for a long time. We get it, right? Some of these clans, man, they their logos might need some graphic design. It took me so long to be able to see the NaS in NaS. I don't know if I'm just super dumb, but I figured it out eventually. And it took me a long time to believe in the hype behind them, but they are actually kind of quietly one of the better teams through the first 3 rounds. However, they're sitting with a 1-3 score versus the 3-1 White Clan, and honestly, just most teams are underdogs compared to the titans of STPL that is White Clan.
Yeah, I mean, just quickly having a look at Group A overall, just to see exactly how both these teams are doing. We've got IRK at the top of Group A at the moment with 3-0. NaS and White Clan closely following behind, but White Clan losing to IRK has actually put them in third, so they're not in. Well, obviously it's still week 4, so there's another 3 weeks after this. But with that loss, that could actually be a big tool in them not actually getting to the playoffs this time. It all depends on how their next few games go. But that one loss could be a massive difference.
Yeah, the loss there, I think, really surprised everyone. And lately, White Clan has looked a little bit shaky just because they have a roster of like 100 people, so they're going to be putting out random newcomers all the time. And you have to qualify for White Clan, so it's not like their players are bad. In fact, most of them are quite good. But you never know what you're going to get now in White Clan, whereas before in previous eras they were actually very, very good. I don't know what the roster is. I guess that's what we're about to find out.
Yeah, just while this loads up, one thing to point out as well is White Clan are actually safely into the Grand Final playoffs after winning twice. So that might be part of the reason why they're not sending out their absolute best, because they're not really too worried overall. They know they're in that final stage. We're going to start off with a PvP between Crush and Sugo on Eye of the Storm, a TVT between Gyro and Terra on Great Barrier Reef, a ZVZ between Fiber and Eonzerg. Thank you, Hiru, for the sub once again. 19 months now. You are insane. Thank you so much. And a PvZ between, I keep saying his name wrong, but Gogi and Dragon on Neo Chain Reaction.
Yeah, it's just Gogi. Nothing to read into there. Wow, Hirmu gets to use that new 6-minute curse STPL subscriber icon. Isn't that cool, Kix?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, more people can use that as well if you do have a tier 1 sub. It's kind of cool that Twitch finally allowed affiliates more than one sub, more than one emote, because that was actually kind of annoying. Because that was one of the major downsides of not being a partner.
Yeah, well, now we have a grand total of 2 sub emotes that you guys can get for subbing to Kix. Of course, a lot of big fans out there are desperate to use that emote. I don't know. Either way, so looking at this lineup, I think watching Eonzerg play his match versus Fiber is going to be sick. Eonzerg is actually streaming right now, so you can watch him play these over there. But the bottom match that you've highlighted as key, I think, will be a good representation of both of these teams.
Yeah, especially because it's the only non-mirror as well, so that's a pretty big deal. But let's actually quickly introduce our first players here for both teams. Now, Crush is actually a newcomer here for White, never seen him, not really too much to say. He is playing Protoss though, and his opponent, the North American Protoss Master, works 10,000 hours a week, still finds time to do really well at Brood War. He's on a 69% win ratio, which is obviously an incredibly funny number. And he's actually 4-1 against Protoss with 2 wins over White from White Clan.
Leave it to Sugo to have that win percentage.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, regardless of win or lose, that win percentage will change, and so he'll no longer have the meme potential there. But it is actually cool to see that Sugo has been having such a good year, or I guess kind of a good year. This STPL has been going on for basically a year, so I guess that's fair to say.
It's pretty much like 1 or 2 weeks away from our year anniversary now, so kind of crazy that it's been going that long. But it's been a fun journey, and hopefully you guys have all enjoyed the ride. There's still more to come, so nothing to stop there. But let's quickly introduce our first map here. It's Eye of the Storm. Okay, so Eye of the Storm here, 4-player map, kind of cool. It's going to be a PvP, so the map features, they kind of come into it, but not too much. There are droppable naturals and very droppable mains, depending on what position you spawn in. But PvP is always a little bit of a wildcard rapid.
Oh yeah, I mean, we could do some analysis on this, but honestly, it's a little bit coin flippy. Now, obviously, it's not as coin flippy as a map like Coliseum, where you have low ground mains and just like you just got to go for it. You pick your build, you do it. It's kind of autopilot until you do mirror builds, and then things actually get interesting because you're allowed to play the rest of the game. So I don't know exactly what to expect, but you're right. It's a mirror match PvP, so the isn't going to matter a ton, except that if you can get 2 bases up, then things can get really fun because of the locations of the third bases, which you are going to be at the sides of the map at 3 and 9, because you're not going to want to take the gasless north, especially if it's between the player spawns.
Yeah, so let's actually have a look at the game and let's get into it. It's game number 1, Sugo versus Crush. Okay, starting us off here in the top left position, we do have the purple Protoss fighting for NaS. It's Sugo.
And his opponent, this is gonna, this is gonna make it easy. In the white, from White Clan, it's Crush.
All we need here is for his name to be white as well, so he's white, spawning in the white.
Ah, there we go.
On white out.
Yeah, if DM White played for White Clan, there you go.
Yeah.
Also, Crush, not coincidentally, the name of my favorite Pendulum song. You guys are drum and bass fans, and that's like basically the best band for it. IMHO.
I've got to admit, I don't know too much about drum and bass, but I did notice.
Dude, they're a UK band.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. Pendulum's like the best drum and bass band in the world. Crush is like by far their best song. Maybe Witchcraft. I don't know, but it's good.
I found out recently that Neo from Back to Warcraft likes Zebrahead as well, and I shared their new album, or at least their first song, to him a couple of months ago when they put it up on YouTube.
Yeah?
And I saw him message me today saying I've got a good taste in music, but I've got to admit I am quite a musical. Well, I don't really know too much about music, so I have my certain bands I like, but outside of that, I'm kind of clueless. So, yeah, I don't know who Pendulum are.
Okay, well, they're actually Australian. I heard the accent. I
just assumed. I mean, that sounds British, right?
Okay? All right, that was my unintentional jingoism of the day. I apologize. I'll get better at it. I'll change. I promise. Anyway, they're great. Zebrahead's great. I'm glad that you mentioned our good old friends at Back to Warcraft for holding down the RTS fort over there. But let's get actually into this game and kind of talk about things. Surprisingly, or maybe unsurprisingly, Kicks.
Yeah, mirror builds. That's just normal. I mean, I can't actually count on my hands, A, how many PvPs we've had because there've been so many, and B, how many games we've actually had people doing different builds to each other. Like, at the end of the day, it always seems to go from sort of 1-gate core into Reaver. You never really see DT or anything, but huge thank you to Future for the 50-bit cheer. Does mean a lot. He said, "Kicks and Rapid, loving it," so that's cool.
Big fan of Future. Every time I want to watch myself a 5-hour Protoss game, I just go back and watch that VOD that he played when he left the game running and went to sleep and woke up and collected his filthy ladder points. So some good memories from Future. Thanks.
Was it Future stream that kind of made you viral on Twitter because you made some joke about Artosis and Nyoken, or was that someone else's stream? I think
maybe
I saw
it was
Future's
Future.
name.
I don't know. There's nothing more viral than Future's stream other than anti-vaxxers. Lots of viruses.
That's something. That's also a clever pun. Yeah, I missed the pun to start with until you pointed out, which that's pretty bad.
But anyway, the only reason we're talking about all this random stuff is like actually nothing's happening.
Yeah.
I think the only thing really to talk about is just where we are in the game, and this is 1-gate Cybercore versus 2-gate Cybercore, or rather just an earlier, faster gate coming up from Sugo.
It's just 2-gate Cybercore versus 2-gate Cybercore, so you can't really go too far on that. We don't have any kind of crazy shenanigans like we saw the other day where someone delayed range for whatever reason. Everything's looking pretty normal.
This is about the most standard way that you. I guess the most standard. Okay, all right, here we go. we're getting our third gateway. So Crush is gonna go for 3-gate versus what looks to be as it's a third gateway coming down for Sugo. I'm waiting for it. There's this adventurous
Yeah.
probe over
Oh,
here.
Robo.
Nope, it's Robo. Okay.
We've
So
actually got
Crush,
divergence.
yeah, so Crush successfully kept this probe out of his main. Never going to get a probe in there after a certain amount of time, maybe like 4 minutes once there's a Dragoon out.
Yeah.
If it is a core build and not like a 2-gate opener. So this means that there is this moment where Crush is going to be able to run across the map with 1,000,000 billion units and slam Sugo, who's going to be working on building an observer if he goes for the safe version of this Robo build.
Yeah, now I really, really hope that Sugo doesn't jump too far forward, because the issue he has is he is lower on gates. There is going to be that home field advantage here for Crush, and he's going to be fighting uphill as well, but looks like Sugo's going to try and pounce on those first Dragoons, does get the first trade.
Oh no! So
Wow,
this
gets
is
the
total
second one.
tragedy kicks. This is like, oh, here goes the neighborhood. That's what this is. It's
Is this the
just not
6-minute
even
curse
close.
enacting itself again?
Dude, are we even gonna get to the 6-minute curse? Oh my goodness, Kicks, I'm so glad you made that emote. Look at it, the kiting, the micro, Faker, what was that? I'm just saying, okay, but now the tables, as they say, Kicks, have turned. And now it's Sugo that has forced Crush's hand. He reveals the 3-gate, and even though a Dragoon gets in, there should be another Dragoon popping out here pretty soon. Dragoon pretty soon.
One Dragoon takes a very, very long time to kill a probe as well, so yeah.
Ooh, but look at this. So I'm not sure if it was because of the timing or because he was just not going for the safe anti-DT obs build. But in response, Sugo is going to have time to get this Reaver tech up, and there's nothing that defends against 3-gate quite like Reaver Scarabs.
Yep. Although I do worry a little bit because of this small choke outside of the main. That's going to be a little bit harder for both Sugo to actually leave his base and Crush to get in. So looks like Sugo is going to do what he can, going to keep his Dragoons there, just try and rally out as many Dragoons as humanly possible. And it looks like Crush is going to try and go for a bust here, but it's a little bit worrying. And there we go, he takes a few hits and pulls back.
Whew, okay. Well, I think the best thing to do behind this is to try to throw up a Nexus. That's a scary moment. But instead, Crush is going to go for a 4th gateway. What is this, StarCraft 2? We're 4-gating now? Man, we're just really putting out some Dragoons. And so this is designed to not only have superior gateway units, but when the shuttle comes out to try to snipe that or the Reaver. And if he can get in here and snipe the Reaver, then that's great. If he can't, then he's going to lose absolutely everything. So he's going to try to put those blocking Dragoons up at the front, and total utter tragedy strikes. Nothing going to happen there.
Yeah, I mean, Crush pushed forward, didn't get anything done. Now, Sugo could be overextending a little bit here. This Reaver is instrumental to his defense here, and if Crush does decide to run back in when he gets his 2 extra Dragoons here, I think it's kind of funny. I think with 4-gate, it's really actually hard to afford all the Dragoons in one go. And Crush knows there's a Reaver now. He's actually building a cannon in his main. Now, that seems like a decent idea until you realize, you know what, Reavers outrange cannons, so all of a sudden that's 200 dead minerals, or 150, however many a cannon is.
I mean, yeah, what is that cannon there? I guess the cannon is going to protect against DTs, but he already saw the Reaver, and you're not going to go 1-base Reavers and DTs unless you're a total madman. Sounds like a TT1
Well, you're from Peru.
I don't know.
That's definitely a Peru build.
Yeah, well, one or the other. So now there's this soft contain from Crush, but there's a shuttle with Reavers out, and so the shuttle has to click on the other side of the map and win the game. But he also has to worry about not dying here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Dragoons, so let's see if these Scarabs work. The answer is yes.
Yeah,
yes, they do.
It's basically a catch-22 because Sugo has such an overwhelming force at the moment in terms of those 2 Reavers that he could just go and kill Crush. But Crush has too many units out the front for him to actually take the Reavers away from his base. So it's kind of a stalemate here. Both sides are in their trenches outside of Sugo's base, and we'll have to see if Sugo goes for maybe another shot or something. But he's going to have to add his own extra gateways on soon. Looks like he's going to add his 3rd. And what's his next tech choice going to be behind this? Is he going to go Templar, or is he just going to stick to Reaver?
I mean, Reavers sound like kind of the play. He's getting shuttle speed right now. I think the play would be to leave one Reaver at home and run the shuttle across the map with another Reaver inside of it. Because as soon as you just like throw it down into the opponent's mineral line, you kind of win the game as long as your Scarab doesn't just like dud over and over again. But instead, he's going to try to push back, control this high ground, and actually Crush is going to try to fight for it, but he's not trying to target the Reavers in the back line.
Yeah, trouble is, Crush can't actually get close because the second those Reavers fire, all of a sudden you're going to have a lot of dead Dragoons at the moment. Now, Sugo has pushed Crush away from his natural, but Crush kind of achieved what he needed to there. He got his Nexus up just behind Sugo's, which would kind of make sense given the situation in the game. Sugo is now on gateway parity with him. Sugo, of course, has the tech advantage. He's actually going to go for Reaver speed. And Crush is going to go into Templar Archives here, I feel. He's got the Citadel up now already.
Okay, I actually really like this. This is one of the biggest comebacks I ever saw in a PvP. I think it was Rain versus Shuttle, and Shuttle was down like 30 supply, 40 supply, something huge, right? And he came back with insane storms on, maybe best, I forget who he's playing against. But he stormed the crap out of his opponent's army and made up for like a 40 to 50 supply at disadvantage. It was crazy. So yeah, Templar Archives is definitely a great way to make up for some sort of deficit, whether it's a tech deficit or an army deficit or something like that. So yeah, that's what's coming up right now. But more importantly, we're getting to that stage of the game that I was talking about. Wait, why is this Reaver firing at one of his own Dragoons?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think he maybe misclicked because I shooted back to his army to just see a Scarab go off, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I thought he was shooting at like a Dark Templar to blow it up, and I was like, no, there's nothing that good.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was trying to say is that we're getting to that phase of the game that I was talking about. This is really interesting because there's so many ways to die early on. Throwing down Nexi are really crazy, but now we're here, right? We've got two players with two Nexi and big armies. And so now they're going to start expanding southward if they can, start to get this big gateway infrastructure going on. And this gets really, really cool, really crazy, because you're going to have two gigantic, maxed out armies hitting each other over and over again in the middle of the map.
Yeah, now here we go. Looks like the Reaver is going to come in here at the natural. There's a lot of units here by Crushing. A good pull on his probes there. Going to take no damage. But the Zealot,
I was a little bit worried that was
finding the Nexus.
That was one of the. Yeah, I was worried that was going to be one of the long Scarabs. Because like, I forget that there's some dumb post about this, but like some Scarabs just go longer than others. I don't know. Get me out of here. I don't know how it works, but it's.
Wow, he actually killed the. He didn't cancel the Nexus. Oh my God, Suga loses his shuttle there.
Oh wow, what? Oh my gosh. Okay, so which is worse, Kicks? Killing a Nexus with one Zealot, or losing the shuttle with the Reaver inside?
Well, it's actually double worse for Sugo, because not only did he spend like 4 or 5 Scarabs on that building Nexus, he also lost the shuttle and the Reaver. So Sugo definitely got the worst end of that trade. Crush is going to be kind of... The weird thing is here we're going to have kind of alternate tech, but we're going to have a shuttle here coming in for Crush. He won't be able to get speed because there's no Rubo support bay, but he is going to be going into his own kind of High Templar Storm drop here, and that's going to be his way to kind of equalize it. I mean, the supplies are very equal, but Sugo is definitely in a little bit of an advantage right now.
Well, I'm glad that we saw one player try to get a third Nexus. You know, it didn't work out, but you get bonus points for trying to play the honorable macro game, right?
In a PvP as well.
Yeah, in a PvP. That's why I say honorable, because it's two dirty Pluritas players trying to find some underhanded way of making the other one tap out.
Okay.
So sometimes it's... What?
I was going to say, Sugo has got a drop with 2 High Templar and a Reaver, and there's also a Storm drop. Oh, it's a 3DT drop coming into the main. There is a cannon here, but 3DT should be able to clean this up.
There is the High Templar there, but it doesn't have Storm energy, so he's going to carpet bomb right over the cannon, and he's going to target it down instantly. So all of a sudden, there's... Wait,
there's an Observer. It's just above
right
the
there.
DTs. Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. That's way more anticlimactic than I thought. Oh, he's going to assassinate the High Templar with the Dark Templar! No! The power of friendship prevails, Kicks. The High Templar, the representative of light and justice, Protoss army. survives.
Well, here's Sugo's second attempt coming in. He's going to drop the Reaver. He actually cancels all the buildings he had down there. Doesn't want to lose them again. Oh no, he's flying straight into the Dragoons again. Does pull back at the last second. But Crush is definitely defending well against these drops.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that Sugo's continuing to try. Usually, after I lose my Reaver and my shuttle, I'm just like, all right, done. Cancel the plans. We're moving to something else. But Sugo's committed. And while he's committed offensively, he's also making sure to keep an eye on things like that shuttle with 3DTs dropping in. That can be so hard to deal with. But he really kind of waxed on, waxed off it.
Yeah, he was somewhat fortunate that... he was somewhat fortunate that he saw it with a pylon that he placed up there. But here we go. Looks like we are going to have the storm drop coming in from Sugo. Gonna get a lot of probes. The probe's not running away.
Oh no! Okay, well, I don't know if you caught the supply difference there, but that's like I think it was 10 supply of probes just going down instantly. Now if he can get the shuttle out, no! Another tragedy striking for Sugo as he loses another shuttle Reaver. To be fair, though, that is a third base that is still not up, whereas Sugo's is up in mining, so that's going to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Sugo spent a lot of money on cannons, so this is going to be less gateways, less units overall. I mean, he's actually at a supply advantage at the moment, and his army is looking pretty good. He's got a lot of Storm in this army, too. He's got 6 High Templar. He doesn't have the Kadar and Amulet just yet, but oh my god, looks like Crush is actually going to find these probes pushing across, going to be able to take them down. But now he's going to find himself sandwiched in between Sugo's cannons and his army. Let's see if Crush can make this work.
This is total disaster. Sugo about to live up to his name, coming in with a flank attack. Look at these storms. Oh my goodness.
All the High Templar going down.
Two.
So Crush
okay,
anyway.
well there's a... Yeah. So Crush is also living up to his name. If you add like the ED on the end of it.
Yeah.
Because he is he's getting crushed.
Yeah, that was not a good engagement there by Crush. He actually sent all of his High Templar further up in the front of his army to try and get the damage done. But the trouble is, a lot of them actually got stormed in one storm and all died before he could use all his energy. So, very, very big miss micro there by Crush in that engagement, giving Sugo a massive supply lead.
Yeah, and Storm's the way you come back in this position, right? But he actually has no High Templar, so...
He's got a few in the shuttle.
There's the shuttle.
Yeah. Probably is.
This is where you storm drop the army. That's the big brain play.
It's a bit dangerous, but it may
you
be
kill like
worth trying.
20 Dragoons.
Oh my god.
I'm waiting for it.
This is a sad shuttle. Doesn't have speed yet, and they're just... Boom.
Oh, the tragedy for Crush. Oh no! Kicks, it's a 50 supply difference. How am I supposed to make the rest of this game exciting?
I don't know. Well, we got another storm drop coming in from Sugo down at the bottom. Unfortunately for him again, though, he's actually going to fly directly over one of Crush's scouts. So if Crush can hold this off, he's going to pull the supply back a little bit. Obviously, Crush is going to have to work on getting his army back up. He does have his third base now. And Sugo doesn't seem to be in a position to want to attack across the map just yet. So here we go. Looks like we are going to have the storm drop coming in. A lot of the probes are actually... Oh, that's a huge storm drop right there. 2 kills on that one. 13 on the other High Templar. That's a ton of probes just gone down.
We get it, Sugo. It's okay. You don't have to show us anymore. I think the only thing Sugo has to watch out for now is that he doesn't die to DTs or like something crazy. He's got this hidden 4th base up. I don't know if you even need to call it hidden. It's in the bottom left.
Yeah.
It's not actually mining, but you know it could be if he wanted to. And actually, he's ferrying the probes down right now.
Not only that, if we even have a look at the upgrades, well, upgrades-wise, Crush is actually ahead 2-1. So that is something, but I mean, Crush's economy is in shambles at the moment. He's mined up his main as is Sugo, but he lost so many probes to both of those storm drops that his third base isn't even fully saturated, and he's not even mining the gas yet.
Oh yeah, wow, I didn't actually notice he didn't have the gas at his third. And he could actually definitely use some of that too. Well, he could use just a lot of stuff that probes mine, but they're not doing it because they're dead. So.
Oh, and here we
I
go,
just
Sugo
realized
with
that
another drop coming in, going to be flying straight
Oh.
past the cannons, but it doesn't matter, this is going to be 2 storms.
Oh.
That's a bit of a fluff
Oh, I
storm.
think he was... what storm?
A fluffed storm.
Okay, that's the storm we were looking for.
Yeah. That was unfortunate,
Yeah,
but yeah.
kind of stuffed it up there at the end, at the beginning, but he made up for it in the end. And now I think Crush is just going to go for it and meet his untimely demise.
I don't think Crush is going to have the option of going for it. Looks like Sugo is actually moving across the map. Now, if both of their armies don't meet... Now, okay, things are still not looking good for Crush. He's down an insane amount of supply, but if he gets perfect storms, maybe he can pull this back. There's actually not that much storm energy in Sugo's army right now. He spent a lot of his storms on storm drops. So if, like, Crush would need an absolutely perfect engagement here and then manage to take out a base. If he can do that, he still has a shot, but he's definitely up against the wall. Because Sugo's going to take the base in the bottom as well.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of all over but the crying at this point. Very well played by Sugo to deny drops and get damage done with these storm drops. I would say that after going Reaver, you know, to transition to storm drops, because he tried the Reaver drop, it didn't work. Then he went to storm drops and it just killed everything.
Yeah.
He's really sort of checked all the boxes of can I play PvP? And the answer is yes. And a lot of times in PvP, if you forget to check one of those things, you just straight up die. So
yeah.
he's really illustrating pretty solid mastery of this matchup. And I think for Crush, he's kind of not. He tried that 3-gate play, but then had a weird. He tried too hard to attack into the Reaver,
Yeah,
and that let
Sugo
get a. Yeah, and the 4-gate just never worked out either. So let's see how good these storms are. It's a few going off, but not the greatest storms. And look at this massive concave from Sugo.
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, well, yeah, that's gonna do it.
Yeah,
like a 100 supply disadvantage here.
Yeah, even with the upgrade advantage, there's nothing you can do. GG, Crush taps out, and Sugo takes his 3rd win against White Clan over Crush.
Yeah, wow, what a way to win. Congratulations to Sugo for putting NaS on the board.
Yep.
In first place. Or not in first place. I don't even know why I said that. They're in the lead.
Yeah.
They're in first place for now. I don't know.
And just to think that nearly
5 a.m.
ended.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah, that nearly ended at like the 5-minute mark as well, because Sugo got an incredible engagement with 3 Dragoons and a Zealot against 3 Dragoons and a Zealot. And then things just kind of spiraled out of control from there. I think that was quite possibly one of the defining moments of that game, because Crush suddenly lost that. If he'd had 3 gates and he won that engagement as well, Sugo wouldn't have had anything back at home. But unfortunately, Sugo got a good engagement there, and Crush just didn't have enough stuff to break through.
Yeah, I should also point out, if you guys are not familiar with the Korean language, Sugo basically means like good job, essentially. So when you say Sugo-yo, that means you did a very good job. That's basically what you say to people. It's like a GG, essentially. But that's his name, and it was a GG. He did a very good job. So congratulations, NaS, for going up 1-0.
Okay, so we'll be back in just a second with game number 2. It's going to be Gyro versus Terra. Hello guys, and welcome back to the STPL. We're watching NaS versus White, and now we just saw Sugo take down Crush, one of the newer players here for White in the STPL, with a pretty dominating PvP.
Yeah, really some cool decisions being made by Sugo that illustrated that he had a better understanding of what was going on. The Reaver for defense, the Expo after defending, really well played. And so we have some mirror matchups to get through, but don't worry, at the end we will have different races playing off against each other.
Yeah, I know that mirror matchups aren't always the favorite. I know there's a few people, weird people like me, who enjoy mirror matchups, so I know there's a lot of you who don't, but hopefully they'll be exciting. That PvP was pretty good to start us off, and we're going to be heading into a TBT, and this is two players that I'm not really sure you can kind of figure out exactly what's going to happen, and that's based on White Clan's game against NetWars, which we'll go to in just a second. But let's actually bring in the first player here. It's going to be Gyro for White. Now, his last game he played on Neo Medusa against DeWalt, he did end the game in about 3 minutes, but not really of his own doing. DeWalt got perfect scouting information on a sort of sneaky BBS that Gyro was going to try and do, and then just killed him. So unsure if Gyro is going to play a straight up game here. He has played 2 TBTs in the past in the STPL, played against Reyna twice from Bull. He actually went 1-1 against Reyna, so kind of cool to see him play another TBT here. And his opponent needs no introduction because it's Terra. Okay.
I'm not going to introduce him.
Yeah. Yeah, well, either way, Terra's a boss. He's got 16%, 72% win rate. Beat Iradiar and Roegi. Lost to Iris last time they played against White. So this is going to be his revenge match as we get into map number 2, Great Barrier Reef. Okay guys, so here we are, Great Barrier Reef, a really cool 3-player map based on El Nino from the Pro League before this one. Not Pro League before this one, the OSL before the one this appeared in, which was one of the 2010 ones. But really cool 3-player map. It's going to be our first TBT here, so should be fun.
Yeah, I guess we haven't seen this matchup, so we've got to feed Kix's Infernal Machine with some new matchup stats so that we can have something to put up on the screen.
Yeah, now, this is going back a bit, but when I was doing the Clash of Char in 2017, Terra actually played on this map against Shiny, and they had a really epic TVT, so hopefully we'll see another epic one here. It's going to be Gyro versus Terra in game number 2 of White versus NaS. Okay, starting us off here in the top right, or top middle position, we do have the Orange Terran fighting for NaS. It's Terra.
That's right, in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, once again, well, he's not in totally white, but it's basically white.
Yeah.
Playing for White Clan, it's Gyro.
In the off-white, you might say.
You might say. You certainly might. Okay. I actually really like this map because it's a nice cross between Outsider and, well, it doesn't have like the fake high ground that maps like Sylphid do, but it's a pretty standard 3-player map. These the big holes in the map actually make it super interesting because you can play it a little bit like Outsider, but if you take the safe mineral only, then it does mean that you are liable to have just one drop or one unit glitched through, kind of ruin your day. So lots of cool different strats you can do.
Yeah, and especially in TBT as well, if you go for that back mineral only, A, you don't get any gas, and B, you let your opponent get the other main. And gas is by far the most important resource in TBT. I would say gas in TBT is almost more important than minerals. Like, when you get mineral only base in TBT, it's kind of like, well, I'm going to take this because it's here, but I don't really need it for anything. Now, it looks like Terra is going to build a barracks in the middle of the map, so he's going to be the one playing a little bit aggressive here.
You know, there's always the so one of the reasons you do this is to stop 12 or 14 CC from coming down. It's not necessarily like a cheese. It feels like, oh, I'm proxying you. It's like, well, yeah, kind of. But
Yeah.
you're not really going to make that many Marines in TBT unless you're going for some sort of like early rush. And it does just give you that option of saying, look, if you're trying to get that eco lead, then I can just bunker rush you and kill it.
You know, the interesting thing is here, Terra's actually going to send out a second SCV to go and scout. Now, one thing that I saw Bravo do in one of the TBTs I watched recently, this was my Pro League VODs I was watching, was he went proxy 111, so he went proxy racks, proxy factory, and proxy starport. And it's kind of funny because I saw him do that back when I was watching StarCraft 2 as well, but I guess it was kind of his thing. But looks like we are going to have a fast expand coming in here for Gyro, and Terra is going to be going for a factory.
A factory, you say? Well, imagine that, Kicks. A TVT involving a factory. Tell me more.
Well, I mean, factory expand in TBT is a pretty normal build. There are still two guys on gas though for Terra, so he's not fully pulling out. I expect this to be a 1-1-1. He's likely going to build a starport off of the back of this. Now, 1-1-1 isn't necessarily super powerful in TBT. Obviously does give you the vision advantage in early siege wars, and does give you the option of going for a super quick drop like we saw, well, I saw Shiny do in the Clash for Char in 2017. But Terra's actually doing a lot of damage with these two Marines going to not cancel the CC, but at least delay it for a very long time. And it's going to be up to Gyro here.
He's already killed 2 SCVs with this, and he does have these Marines continually rallied in. A couple of the Marines are actually injured, one for each player, so it's not like it's you know, a totally unfair fight. But with this 4th Marine coming out for both players, I think actually he could go for this, and if the focus fire is good, there's actually +1 SCV here, and it's SCVs fighting for Terra versus not fighting for Gyro. I think this actually has the potential. Oh, the bunker just barely gets up.
Yeah, he barely gets the 1 Marine in. Still though, Terra's gonna have the, I mean, he's gonna have the starport, he's gonna have the factory with an add-on as well. And yeah, he's not going for an expansion, but there's still going to be a Vulture, and it's going to run past the bunker even. There's only 1 Marine in there.
Yeah, it's not the scariest thing in the world. Thankfully, SCVs are actually Gundams, so it does take quite a few Vulture hits to kill this. But nobody wants to be chasing around a Vulture with SCVs. It's just going to make you feel bad.
Yeah, not only that, but it's also a very, very wide open main. There's lots of area behind the minerals to sort of sneak by as well, so this is going to do a lot of damage. 4 kills on this Vulture, 5 kills, and he's even going to delay the factory.
So sick. Okay, Terra's kind of styling at this point.
Yeah, there's going to be a Vulture with a mine. He's actually gone for a starport, so with a control tower even, but Terra still doing a great job. This is so hard to deal with when you lose all of your Marines like this early game. Vultures just ruin your day.
Kills. Yeah, 9 kills now. This is just way too much damage. Get out of here. This is over. And hey, Kicks, what time are we coming up on?
Coming up to 6 minutes, man. It's just how it goes. The thing is, Gyro does still technically have the other base. Terra did, well, not so much cut SCVs, but he didn't build another command center yet, so it's going to be two command center production of SCVs for a little bit against 1. Terra's going to be lining the base with mines, but this is 13 kills on this Vulture, and this is just round 1. There's actually another 3 Vultures now outside of the bunker, and there's only a single Vulture here for Terra. Sorry, for Gyro, and Terra's done a great job here, blocking the machine shop, forcing the lift on the factory. And here's the drop.
Yeah, well, I mean, the drop is really just kind of going to seal the deal here.
Yep.
More Vultures versus less Vultures. Give you a hint how that goes. Yeah, that's it. GG. And hey, Kicks, what was our total time on this replay?
6 minutes 11.
All right, just about there. So the STPL new emote 6-minute curse
Works.
comes through for us there in
Yeah.
game number 2.
It's a great time to get a new emote. Like, it was kind of weird. I sort of built the emote on Tuesday night. When I say built, I made it, and I tried to get it right for ages. It still doesn't look perfect, but then on Wednesday there was no 6-minute games, and I'm like, huh, maybe just the art of making this emote has stopped it happening, but I guess not. And you know what we're coming up to, Rapid? We're coming up to a ZVZ with Eon in it, so we could need it again. I don't know.
I love it. Give me more. I want more 6-minute games.
Well,
Get me to bed on time, Kicks.
yeah, well, it was a very quick game, so I've hosted the replay. We won't go to any break or anything, just because that seems a little bit overkill, but that
Oh.
does give NaS a 2-0 lead in the series as we head into game number 3.
Okay, I have joined the replay after accidentally trying to join a different game's replay that also started with the same game name. All right, I made it. We're
Okay.
on Fortress.
We're on Fortress. It's Eon versus Fiber. Let's hope he's got enough of that in his diet here as we get into the CVC, but I'm just going to quickly pause the replay when we get in. We'll quickly introduce the players as we normally do. Now, Fiber is another one of those Korean names where it's like, did you just look at a dictionary and just like go to a random page and just pick the name? Like,
Yeah.
what's up with that? Like, is that what they do? It feels like it. It's weird. Yeah. Okay. So
No, I don't have a comment about that. Sorry, that's not what I did with my name. I think that's what Tasteless did with his name. But,
really.
yeah.
Okay. Well, let's introduce both of our players. Fiber, as I said before, is actually going to be a new player here for White Clan. I think he's been on their roster a while, but he's not played in the STPL, so he's a new player for us. Basically, not a new player for White. No stats for him, and his opponent is Eon Zerg.
Yeah, oh my goodness, Eon Zerg. Just got done watching Eon Zerg play his Rust Brain challenge. He was offered $1,000 to win 11 games in a row. Couldn't quite do it because Rust Brain does these things where he'll walk up to you and he'll be like, "I'll give you $1,000 if you can do this impossible thing." So he did the same similar challenge at the Foreign Brood War LAN in Russia, or the 20th anniversary LAN there, where he said if anybody can take a game off one of the Korean players there, he'll give him $1,000.
Wow.
Also proved to be impossible. So he's just creating these impossible tasks for players to do. And I totally believe Eon Zerg could have done it. I don't think he wound up doing it, but I might be mistaken there. But yeah, that's what he was on today. So I'm excited to see him play here in STPL because he's been practicing.
Yeah, now, one thing that I kind of didn't understand about the terms of that challenge he got given, like, obviously,
Yeah.
I don't know the full thing, but it sounded like it was valid until Monday, and that it wasn't a case of he had to do it once. So I don't know if maybe he can continue doing it. I know he went 8-11 when he lost, I think, but it's kind of crazy. I think Miso actually took him out in the end.
Yeah, I think it was either Miso or Zero or somebody, but yeah, it was one of those like pro Zerg players. The guy he lost to, I think it was like 2,500 or 2,450 or something like that. Just insanity good at this game. So feels bad to be Eon Zerg then, but maybe he can still complete the challenge later on. But of course, the true challenge Kicks is winning his STPL game.
Yeah, especially as we get into game number 3 here. It's going to be on Fortress SE. Okay, so here we have Fortress SE. Normally, I would go through the map a little bit, but this is EVZ, so I guess the main thing to point out is it is rotationally symmetric, so you can have instances where one person's natural will be closer to the other person's main, depending on spawn. But it's a ZBZ, so we've got the 6-minute curse emote ready. I think you may need it just because CBZ very rarely goes over 6 minutes in general, and when it does, it's usually a super epic game. So let's hope for a super epic game. If not, let's just hope it's a semi-decent CBZ here as we get into game number 3. It's Fiber versus Eon Zerg. Okay, starting us off here in the 6 o'clock position, we do have the red Zerg fighting for White Clan. It's Fiber.
And his opponent, in the right side of your screen in the orange, playing for NaS, it's Eon Zerg. So, gonna be a really, really cool ZBZ. Always love watching Eon Zerg play versus Korean players. We were discussing he's had some really sick games where he's taken games off of some of the best pro gamers out there. Remember watching him kind of make Zero rage quit his stream by beating him the other day. It was pretty sick.
I know he
Got a
beat
chance
Best
to watch
as
it.
well. That was a while ago.
Yeah. He's had a lot of really sick successes, and you can really see it kind of driving him to play and practice a lot more. That and $1,000 from Rust Brain. But you know, motivation is where it is, and it's just really cool to see him back in really good shape.
Now, one thing that, yeah, it looks like Eon Zerg's going to go for a 9 pull, whereas Fiber's going to go for an Overlord first, so it could be a 9 pull versus 12 hatch we're seeing here, or a 9 pull versus 12 pull. But one thing that I was going to point out is there's word recently, I swear it was brought up on the Pylon show, I'm sure I heard of it, but there's a foreign player other than DeWalt going out to Korea to train for a bit, so I don't know if that's going to be Eon, but thinking about it, if it's going to be anyone, it'll likely be him, so...
Well, the guy that works on reps.ru, one of the biggest RTS sites in Russia, his name is Plumbum, was actually out here with DeWalt for a while. So they were kind of hanging out and training. So I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to, but
well, I think
yeah.
it was weird because No Regret said in the Pylon show, I think it was, that there was a foreign player coming to stay at the house, but it sounded like he was talking about Brood War. So
Yeah, no, it's yeah, Eon's coming out here. So
oh, it is Eon. Okay,
so,
that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And it'll be good for Eon as well, because Eon always puts so much effort into practicing on stream, but, I mean, when you look at how much DeWalt's leveled up since getting to Korea, you wonder what's going to happen with Eon Zerg as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, DeWalt's just absolutely insane right now. I can't believe how good he's gotten. But let's actually talk a little bit about the game, because it's going to be a little bit of a different builderino here. We've got Fiber going for the eco start with hatch into pool, or it's like hatch gas pool, and then it's in on the other side, Eon Zerg's doing that 9 pool speed.
Yep. So can Eon Zerg bust in time and get rid of this hatchery? It looks like Fiber is actually going to pull some drones here. He knows he has to hold on. There is going to be 6 links for him, along with these 3 drones as these 6 links from Eon Zerg come in. So this is on a little bit of a knife edge here. It's going to come entirely down to Micro.
He could have gotten a concave outside there and actually maybe tried to trade effectively, but he knows he's got more and more speedlings running across the map, and so this is just going to be a little bit difficult. If he can snipe a drone or 2 and escape with a decent amount of lings, then that's still worth it, but you definitely need to try to commit to take this down here. This is, I think, still going to start the scales tipping in Eon's favor. He does manage to pop at least 1 Zergling. He's got more and more and more and more rallied across the map. Tatch is almost done. So it's about to pop. If he cancels it now, that's the moment, but he doesn't have too many more of those left. The hatch finishes, of course, and let's see, look at this concave, so good. Eon Zerg, we're not even going to get to the 6-minute curse kicks. He's going to do it right here, right now. Eon Zerg, the god.
GG.
3 minutes, 40 seconds, that's all he needs.
Yeah, and I mean, that's going to be another very quick game for us here, but still a pretty epic game there. Well played by Eon Zerg. It's kind of impressive how that all sort of went. I mean, it kind of spiraled out of control super quickly. Fiber had pretty decent micro on the way back. Looks like your camera may be off at the moment, so I'll just...
How dare you, camera? Why would you do that
Yeah.
to me? I can't believe you. I thought we had an agreement.
Okay, well, I mean, that was a sick game by Eon Zerg. A little bit of a taste of how aggressive his EBZ is, and I think he said his Eon Zerg. His APM was actually at 434 that game. Now, Eon is probably the player outside of Korea with the highest APM among all the foreigners. Like, I noticed when I watch his stream that he plays super, super fast. And I think it's part of the reason why he does so well in ZVZ as well. His just Zergling micro is just stellar.
Been watching too much to that effort stream, man. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. He's got really high APM, super good build orders. Watches and trains with the Korean pros, and it's just really, really cool to see all of that come to fruition. So a very, very solid win, and man,
Yeah.
we are just really speed running STPL today.
Yeah, I swear that comes up every time, but it does feel like it. But you know what? Let's quickly report the game for Eon Zerg. Let's go to a quick break while I load up the next replay, and we'll see you guys in just over a minute. Okay guys, welcome back. Now, I do have a quick question just from the chat because I have no idea. Who is Kim Lee Shin? I don't know who this is. I'm guessing it's some kind of Eon Zerg meme, but if someone can explain that to me, that would be great because it's kind of perplexing me at the moment and I have literally no idea. But yeah,
This also gives me the chance to get on my Korean high horse and say that anytime you read the word Lee, it's a popular last name. It's also part of some names. Lee is a mistranslation or a mistransliteration. It's supposed to be E. It's just like the I sound E or the long E sound E. It's just E. The L doesn't exist. I don't know who put the L there, but it's just totally made up and imaginary. Every time you say Lee Jae Dong, like, I don't know, an angel loses its wings or something like that, but it's just E. It's E. So no L there. All right, I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah, just while I load up the replay, I just want to say that's probably why whenever you hear them talk about Lee Young Ho, it sounds like Lee Young Ho, and I'm like, huh, where's the L? And I guess it's like
yeah, if you walk up to a Korean player and you're like, excuse me, do you know Lee Young Ho? Like, oh my, get me out of here. Anyway, don't do that. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be that ignorant foreigner in Korean. I know I've read a lot of stories about people doing that in Japan, and Japanese people just find it so funny. But it's funny. You know what? It is funny. But let's actually introduce our next couple of players. It's going to be our first non-mirror matchup of today, and hopefully not our last as well. But just to introduce our first player here, it's going to be Gogi for White Clan. He has only played one game where he played an epic PvT against Marwin, so he's not played a PvZ yet, so it's going to be new for him. And his opponent going to be fighting for NaS. It's their clan leader, it's Dragon.
Alright, well, Dragon, I mean, doesn't need any introduction. He's been playing very, very well lately. 70% win ratio. Get this man a pro gaming license. So good. Yeah, it's been doing very well lately.
We need to, what we need to do is, we need all of the foreign players to agree to sign up to one tournament, and it'll be like the Courage tournament where there was like a round of 360 or however many people it was. Like, we need that.
We get all the Chobo League players too.
Just everybody, every single foreign player just joins this one tournament. We call it Courage, and the winner at the end gets an honorary title. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
What are they gonna do? Stop us?
Yeah, probably.
No, dude, your tournament's still named Shinhan Bank, okay?
Okay, not bank, tank. It's fine.
Okay, shut up, Kicks. Nobody cares.
Okay, well, I'm going to quickly show the map intro. As we get into game number 4, it's going to be on Chain or Neo Chain Reaction. Okay guys, so we're here on Neo Chain Reaction. We've had one PvZ here so far where Bonith took down Bobmu in a relatively one-sided game. Bobmu tried to do some crazy all-in which didn't work, and Bonith just kind of crushed him after that. But it's going to be cool to see another ZVP here. Two players spawning on the left and right hand side. Relatively easy to all-in for Protoss, relatively easy to get third for Zerg, and relatively choked up middle, which definitely helps Protoss as the game goes on later with more Storms and Reavers and whatnot. So I guess there's nothing more that can be said other than get into the game and see how it's going to go as we see Dragon versus Gogi right here, right now. Okay, starting us off here in the right hand position, we do have the red Zerg fighting for NaS. It's Dragon.
That's right, and on the other side, his opponent playing for White Clan, no longer in a white color, but this is our brown Protoss player, Gogi. And we've had every single one of the mirror matchups Kicks, so now, finally, get a chance to see a little bit of something different.
Yeah, I mean, mirror matchups are fun, but usually mirror matchups, it's kind of strange how this works out, but they always end up being quicker. But thank you, Quadrox, for the 100-bit cheer. Means a hell of a lot. Good to see you here again. Quadrox is actually a member of... I'm going to probably say the wrong clan, but I'm fairly certain Quadrox is on Rev. And now that's going to make me look stupid if it's wrong. I know it's Red or Rev, I'm certain. But yeah, it means a lot.
Big fan. Anyway, yeah, so currently, things are not as as you might expect them to be. Because NaS is 3-0'd White. What happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, NaS have beaten White before. They beat them in round 3 with, I think they actually beat them 4-0 there as well. So NaS have got a very, very strong roster. Maybe White underestimating them a little bit, sending some of their newer players last time. Have they made the same mistake here? I mean, there's going to be no victory here for White. NaS have stolen that from them, or they've earned it from them, I guess. But obviously, Gogi is going to want to get a little bit more pride here, because technically, this is America versus Korea. With Terra being from Peru and Eon Zerg being from Belgium, it's all good.
Yeah, I never know where I'm supposed to say that Eon Zerg is from,
because Belgium.
When he's trying to go to Russia, he's Cuban. but when he's playing in these tournaments, he's
No,
Belgian. So you
when
know, I don't know.
I don't know, when I apparently when I brought up that he was Cuban after he was in Russia because they said he was Cuban, so I was like, oh, maybe he likes that, but he told me nope, he's Belgium, or Belgian, he sees himself as Belgian, and that's how it is. So I mean, he's a Belgian as they come, so it's all well and good.
Yeah.
Belgium
Well,
needs a good gamer. Like, I can't think of any pro gamers from Belgium, so let's make Eon Zerg it. Let's do it.
all I'm trying to say is when I go to the French bakery in Korea and I order a Danish, is it Danish? Is it? I don't think so. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, we can actually keep an eye on the game itself and kind of look at where these lings are going. They're just chasing the probe around, and it will see that there is in fact a third hatchery here, so we're not going for any two base shenanigans, and that should make Gogi feel a little bit safer about the way things are going right now, especially if he can keep this probe alive for another minute or so.
Yeah, now one thing I've mentioned many, many times in the STPL, because Dragon has just played so much, is Dragon is mainly a Protoss player, but for the longest time he's skipped out on PvP, race picked Zerg against Protoss, so if there's one thing Dragon knows how to do, it's beat Protoss players, because not only does he have the knowledge of ZVP, he also knows what kills him in PvZ, and then he does the thing to other Protoss players. So I'd say he's kind of the worst. It's like all those Terrans that off-race Protoss like Dandy, and they just make Terran life hell because they know exactly what to do. Now, Gogi is obviously a little bit more experienced than some of his other opponents. He's been around for quite a while. He is going to go double cannon, so he's playing super safe into his Nexus, then he's going for core, so... And he's doing a really good job of keeping this probe alive against 6 lings, so good job by him.
Yeah, if you can get keep a probe alive for like 5 minutes, that's Beastsu territory. Like, that's just absolute mind-boggling. And he's actually going to get the probe back by the 3 lings and scout the 3rd again.
Yeah, I mean, when you're
so
this
crazy.
good, just go and do it. You need to check those drone numbers. Obviously, there is the 973, quite popular at the moment, made popular in Korea by Cadency. Now, there is going to be a layer, well, not made popular by Cadency. That's a bit of a reaction, but
she created it all herself, by herself, after years of training in the Scottish hyperbolic time chamber. It's the strongest build the world has ever seen.
Yeah,
and it's banned in every tournament because it's too OP.
Too good. Now we have got a Zealot actually making the way into the 3rd base. This was a result of the Lings chasing that probe for so long. Looks like the Zealot's not going to find any damage. Dragon with really good Ling micro, going to be keeping this back, pulling his drones back at the right time as well. But could this be a lost drone? No!
Wow. Eon Zerg. I wish I had somebody that cared about me as much as Eon Zerg cares about his drones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. I take it all back. The drone died.
And it's Dragon as well, so... I mean, there is a layer coming in.
I said the wrong player. We've been talking about Eon Zerg too much. Dragon.
Yeah. There's a 2nd Zealot coming in here on the main ramp. Does get into the main, so there's no more Lings here to defend, but it's on over or under half health. So this drone should be able to clean this up eventually. Nice pull on the drones, though. Oh, Gogi still managed to get it. What an amazing bit of micro there.
What? Okay, that's just unfair. How good are Zealots kicks?
That Zealot had an aimbot. Like, backban that guy. Yeah, it's going to be Hydras coming out. We should eventually see some Spire tech coming in here as well if he's going to play a little bit more standard. But speed done for the Hydras. Range. Oh, wow, he's actually going to go into Lurkers straight away. So Dragon is going to try and set up a good contain at the bottom of the ramp here of Gogi.
So this is really interesting. The probe got in, or the Zealots got in and scouted. He sees that it's going to be Hydra tech, or he sees the Hydraless den, right? But usually you're going to get pushed out and you're going to see, wait a second, there's no like 5 Hydras, or 5 hatches for the Hydras coming out here. And so this should start to make you think a little bit. Like, okay, well, if he's not going 5-hatch Hydra, you know, what could be coming up here? And there's a lot of, like, sneakier varieties of this, but I think Gogi should be kind of figuring things out step by step.
Yeah, now the one benefit that Dragon just had was he got another Zealot for free without it killing any drones. We are going to see one gate Corsair coming up here for Dragon. So he has made up to 4. That's going to allow him to sort of wreck those Overlords with +1 attack. But it doesn't look like Dragon's too worried about that because he is going to be pushing forward, going to be setting up some lurkers out here, and it's going to be very difficult with all these Overlords here already for Gogi to really do anything about them.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do about these? Like your units are zealots and
2 zealots.
cannons.
2 zealots.
Yeah, 2 zealots and 3 cannons with 3 more warping in right now. So, I mean, the Robo is just now going to finish up. And, oh, there's 1 lone Dark Templar. Oh, is he going to sneak by? Oh,
No.
the block! He blocks it. No, well, I guess it wasn't a block, but he glitched it out.
It kind of was.
Took out
Yeah,
the
it couldn't move.
Yeah, close enough. But this is not going to look good here. How many Hydras are there? Okay, I think the Lurkers morphing are really going to be what kind of tip the scales here.
Yeah, the trouble is the Lurkers aren't going to be able to get too close because the cannons are there, but they are definitely going to be able to take out the front part of this wall. The Forge has finished +1, so he's not going to be stuck in a position without that, but he is going to be forced to build more cannons. The Lurkers going to push slowly forward, leapfrogging their way into the Protoss base, and behind this, Dragon, I mean, he's not adding on any additional hatcheries, he's going for it, he's going to go for drop behind this. And against 4+1 Corsairs, this is a little bit risky.
Yeah, but you can just pull the Corsairs to the front and then guard the drop with the Hydras.
Yeah,
and as long as Gogi doesn't like move his Corsairs around to scout it, then you'll be fine. But if he does, yeah, you're right. That could be a huge counter.
You know, it'd be really cool if he actually dropped on the high ground behind the natural. I mean, there's obviously a big drop on the main. The Corsairs actually going out onto the map. Worst possible timing for him here. We've got a lot of units going into the Overlords now. Going to be looking to move into the main. The first set of Hydras have been dropped down. 2 of the building gateways have been taken down already. And there's another huge amount of Zerg units dropping into the main.
That was a nice storm, but of course they're Lurkers, so they take more than 1. And so it is going to be a little bit tragic. How do you clean this up? You can't even click on the Lurker because it's surrounded by Hydras.
And his only 2 storms he's used, he's building an Archon. Looks like he had, he's got 1 more storm left. But this is way more units than Storm can deal with. There is a DT, but he can't deal with the Overlords. That's a nice storm at the top of the map, but he's losing his Stargate.
Oh,
he's losing his building, or losing all of his gateways, and even going to lose all of his tech here in the top left of his base.
How do you come back from this? Like, thankfully there's a shuttle in the natural, but there's no Reaver. He's building an OBS after this, and there's no support base. So, I mean, is there a world where he can hold on here? I think he just loses everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, this game is like super ultra done.
Yeah, the thing is, he's losing his main. He's managed to supply block Eon Zerg for a very long time though, so there's no additional units coming across the map. That's the one small benefit he has, the small light and the darkness, all of his tech completely unpowered, completely ruined down here. He's got a support bay. If he can get some Reavers out, maybe he can defend the top of his ramp. He does have a lot of cannons. And I mean, Dragon's actually ferrying Hydras up the ramp now just so they don't have to climb. And yeah, more and more cannons being added on. He's going to try and turtle here on 1 base and just see if he can make something happen. He's actually going double Robo into Reaver.
All the way across the sky, Kicks. Tell me more about turtling on 1 base versus a Zerg on 3, Kicks. How does that work out?
Usually not very well, but you never know. He could get incredibly lucky. He's actually going to add on another couple of pylons up here, but there is a lurker being dropped on the high ground. Going to be dropping into a cannon.
Well, which came first, the lurker or the cannons?
Well, the
I mean, it's all pylons up there. There's just 3 pylons.
Oh,
so
yeah, the cannon's a little bit further back. Okay, here we go. Looks like Dragon is going to go for a bust from both angles. The Reaver getting a huge Scarab on that ramp, but so many Hydras pushing in the front. But there's so many cannons.
Well, okay. Yeah, if you wanted to do it that way, then sure, it's not a great idea. All right, all right, all right. That is not the way to break there, and he's gonna pop the Reaver in the back with a Scarab too.
Now, the
This
important
Reaver's
thing
got
to
like
note,
15 kills.
yeah, and Dragon is incredibly low econ. He's only just now added his 5th hatchery. He doesn't have that many drones at all of his bases. And he's just thrown away a lot of units. Now, there is a Lurker coming onto this high ground, and that's going to be very difficult to deal with. There's going to be nothing that spots this. Oh my god, that Reaver, or the Lurker could get so many kills if he target properly. Only one, though. But the Reaver can't get up there to clean that. It's just going to be up to the cannon.
Yeah, and eventually, even with mischance, the Reaver or the Lurker's gonna get cleaned up. That's a sick place to drop it, though. So Dragon is a bad dude for putting it there. Either way, though, I mean, Goku's holding on. He's re-expoing to his main base.
Yeah, he nearly takes down an Overlord with 4 Hydras in as well. And could Dragon be playing a little bit too aggressive? Now, the thing that worries me here is I think that Forge actually fully walls him off, so I don't think the Scarabs are going to be able to get through. But the trouble is Dragon dropping into the main again, going to cancel that Nexus once again. Now there is a shuttle with a Reaver in the 3rd base, going to take out the few drones over here, but nice glitching on that Scarab by Dragon. They're going to save all the drones.
Wow, I'm super impressed by that. Really nice save there to keep the harassment from doing anything. We just have mass Hydras, mass Hydras. I don't know if that's the way. Can you show me the way, Kick? Is it mass Hydras?
Especially not against Reaver, no, but the thing is he does have a Supreme Contain up against his opponent. His opponent can't even take his own main at the moment. And it's also very difficult to push into all these Hydras with Reavers. So we're going to see a lot of drops coming in. He's not really killed any drones, but Dragon is now ahead in supply for the first time this game, which is a place Protoss players don't really want to be in. But Dragon is starting to actually get his eco going up, and that's kind of very, well, it's super important at this point.
I just checked. Dragon built 15 drones at the same time.
Wow.
He just held down that D key as hard as he could, and every hatchery is just like puking out drones right now for his backbone. But to be fair, that's sort of a comeback mechanic because he's just really spammed Hydras.
Yeah.
Is he gonna get the Reaver? No, he's not.
So there's going to be double Reaver in this shuttle. Should be able to clean up his main with this, but obviously he does need to be careful. This Scarab, wait. I'm so confused how that second Scarab happened, but it looks like a Corsair has gone down. Another big drop going into the main. I'm not sure dropping into the path of the Reavers is really the best choice here for Dragon. And
oh
Gogi,
my goodness.
with every Scarab, is slowly bringing himself back into this game, but the shuttle could possibly go down. Oh, great micro here by Gogi, keeping everything alive.
Jeez. Okay, yeah, no, these Reavers, let's see, what are we at? I can't tell because they're building Scarabs, but once they finish 9 kills and, I'll check on the other one.
Yeah, we'll never find out.
9 kills, yeah, no, I don't think we'll ever find out. He actually does kill one of the Reavers, both of the Reavers, there we go, yeah.
Yeah, no, another Nexus attempt gonna go down by Gogi here, so Dragon is certainly in a dominating position right now. Another couple of Reavers coming down the ramp, gonna clean this up before the Nexus is cancelled. But Gogi is so unbelievably far behind right now. It's so difficult for him to make anything happen. He's gonna have to do some amazing micro. Now there is gonna be one shuttle heading across the map with 2 Reavers. Maybe he can make some magic happen, but it's really when the Reaver and shuttle count continues to grow. Oh no, the shuttle actually getting caught off guard, and there it goes.
Okay. Well, it was a valiant effort. No one's gonna say you didn't try, but at the end of the day, that is the trophy you're getting, the You Tried trophy.
Yeah, now there is actually a load of Scourge coming in here now. The Corsairs trying to clear up the Overlords, but not only that, there's Mulists in play now. There's no cannons at this Nexus, and the one sad thing about Reavers is they can't shoot up. That's another 2 dead Reavers. Dragon has got an overwhelming number of units now. There's actually no Reavers left back to defend. There's actually only 1. But once again, it can't kill the Mewers. There's nothing that he has that can even build anything to kill the Mewers at this point. Doesn't even have a gateway.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, And Boob goes to Dynamite. Well, all I'm watching is like the Protoss die a slow death of agony and pain and torture, as they should. So in reality, this is justice being done. But in truth, it is quite the valiant hold from Gogi, who just wants that honor for his clan. But it looks like it's going to be a 4-0 for NaS here, Kicks.
Yeah, it's still kind of funny though, because Dragon has a lot of units, but he still can't kill Gogi. He doesn't actually have enough. Now, Gogi's going to be mined out in a second. Gogi doesn't even have enough minerals to build another Nexus. This is it. All of his probes are going to die. The only option he has is to maybe break through this and try and distance mine. Oh, he's actually hiding a base down in the bottom middle. Now, there is a... Oh, there's actually a Reaver coming in into the main. Did do a decent amount of damage in the main mineral line. But look how many Mutalists are coming back to defend this. He's got nothing to do with anything right now.
Oh, I was really hoping that Scarab would kill every single drone, but even with that, it was a valiant effort, right? He tried. This hidden base, I mean, that's maybe one way to do it. Maybe if he gets a shuttle with a bunch of probes down there and just infinitely holds on, but yeah, he's not mining anymore.
Yeah,
so that's it. GG. Wow. Well, yeah, so NaS completes the 4th victory over White Clan. I don't think I would have seen that coming, but once again, it comes down to the strength of roster for White Clan. These are not, they're S-class players.
Yeah.
But for NaS, they actually did play a very, very strong lineup, and you're starting to see why they were able to defeat White Clan last round as well.
Yeah, so let's just quickly bring up the results of that series. This is, of course, only the first series of today. We have another one coming up just after this. But NaS gonna take the 4-0 victory here over their Korean opponents. Looks like we up. And as you can see, I mean, White doing an incredible job. Oh, sorry, NaS doing an incredible job. My mind is losing it again. Long day at work. But 4-0 for NaS. Sugo taking out Crush. Terra taking out Gyro in a 6-minute, 11-second TBT. Then Eon taking down Fiber in 3 minutes. And then Dragon taking down Gogi there with a dominating performance with lots of Hydras, lots of drops, and those Mutalists to clean it up.
Yeah, a really good way to end the game there. Even though there was a little bit of a Kicks GG timing there at the end.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you've got nothing to lose, you may as well go for it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about personal pride, team pride as well. And it's not like my GGing where I do it on ladder where there's actually no point in doing it. This is a tournament saying every single game does count towards the final rankings. And just to prove that point as well, just to go back to the cameras a second, the last round's playoffs were actually decided by 2 game wins. Not match wins. White Clan beat FBW to the playoffs by 2 wins. And yeah, that's cool. So let's see if that's going to come into it this time. We're going to go to a quick break. When we get back, we'll be heading into game 1 of our second series of today. It's Rev versus DM.